G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. And in this video we are going to take a look at the Tech Trunks, or the Tech Realm of the God Super Saiyan God Trunks, that is the featured unit for the Dragon Ball Heroes campaign. So obviously I went pretty deep on the banner for this guy. I just adore Trunks and I think he's really cool. And we'll see how he does on a Dragon Ball Heroes and also on a normal team. He has 170% Dragon Ball Heroes leader skill, along with sealing and raising attack and defense for 1 turn on his super attack. In terms of his passive, he has attack and defense of 30% per Dragon Ball Heroes category ally on the team, plus an additional attack and defense of 100% and a high chance of performing a critical hit when performing a super attack. He also has a chance to create rainbow orbs when the entire rotation is Dragon Ball Heroes. In terms of build, you just want to go additional. You don't really need any other reason to go for crit. He already has a high chance to crit. And then if we look at his links, he's got Warrior Gods, Super Saiyan, Cold Judgment, which is a good defensive link. Patrol, which is kind of common amongst the Defenders of Justice / some of the Xeno units. Prepared for Battle, a very common key link for Hybrid and Pure Saiyans. Godly Power, which is a somewhat common attack link on God units. And Fierce Battle, which is for Dokkan Awakening units. So overall, he has a pretty decent link set. Nothing too insane, but a pretty nice one. Super Saiyan's a good common link, Prepared for Battle's a good common link, Fierce Battle's a good common link, and yeah, Godly Power, Godly Warrior, both of those are very common amongst God units. He's on a lot of categories: Defenders of Justice, Legendary Existence, Miraculous Awakening, Dragon Ball Heroes, Crossover, Bond of Master and Disciple, Battle of Wits, Hybrid Saiyans, Vegeta's Family. So he's got a lot of categories, which makes him usable on a lot of teams. The amount of teams you're going to use him on is probably dependent on the amount of Dragon Ball Heroes units you can put on that team. But let's run him on this team for now. This is a full Dragon Ball Heroes team, so we are going to see the full effect of his passive in place. And we'll be able to, get a good idea of how Trunks does as a unit with basically best conditions he can have. There's a lot of support as well, which helps him out, and just very good overall. So here we have 4 links active. He shares 2 links with the SS3 Trunks, and he shares 2 links with the Vegeta. In terms of defense, he has 106k defense. This is a 55% unit, and that defense is going to more than double when he fires his super attack, so it's a pretty impressive stat already. If we take a look, he shares 3 links with Vegeta, so we'll keep Vegeta on rotation. Vegeta is a Vegeta's Family support, plus Trunks is getting Cold Judgment. So having 106k defense before even supering means Trunks will be sitting at about 250k after the effects of his super. Because you can also build him full additional, he can also quite consistently get that second additional, which will allow him to essentially increase his defense even further. So yeah, Trunks has a pretty solid defense. What about the attack stat? Well, pretty insane. A pretty crazy attack stat. Obviously the ceiling effect as well comes into play. But yeah, you can see immediately that at 55% on a Dragon Ball Heroes team, without link leveling, without gear, without anything like that, Trunks is going to be looking pretty damn impressive. Now we have a friend Trunks who is 100%. And you can see right now, look, he's got quite a bit of support on this rotation, but again, we're looking at about 140,000 defense. That's going to more than double, so this Trunks will be sitting at well over 300k after supering, which is pretty insane. So if you're wondering what he's like on a Dragon Ball Heroes team, or if he's worth it, if you're going to run him on a Dragon Ball Heroes based team, he's 100% worth it. He is probably one of the most insane DFEs to exist on his own team. I mean, the guy is hitting 5-6 million attack stats. He's not even link leveled. It's pretty nuts. The ceiling, the chance to crit, all built in. He will have, in that situation there, well over 300k defense. it's very impressive. Very, very impressive. And so from my angle, if you want to run him on the Dragon Ball Heroes team, you're going to be running an exceptional unit. There's no real way to kind of like talk around it. He, on his team, is one of the best units in the game, hands down. As a second slot damage dealer, he is one, if not the best unit on his team in the game that isn't an LR. He hits so hard. He is so good defensively. He seals. I mean, look, this is a 55% unit hitting close to 4 million. It's going to have over 200k defense. And if you use gear, even on the 55% unit, you can probably hit super. You can probably hit a second super. It is an insane unit. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, if you look here, he's got Cold Judgment active, 156,000 defense before super. This is a unit that will over double his defense on super, especially with support. He will hugely maximize his defense. And he can go full additional build, so you can get that increased chance of maximizing your defense. And you can also obviously get double procs on the super attack, which will have a high chance to crit. So pretty nuts, obviously. And we'll take a look at his attack stat now, because it's also going to be similarly nuts. And his team, the Dragon Ball Heroes team itself, is now an incredibly powerful team. So it's not even like you can't run this team in content. They have 5.5 million damage. You can run this team in pretty much any content that you want. This guy is ridiculous on a Dragon Ball Heroes team. So we will be taking a look. I mean, the Dragon Ball Heroes team has great synergy. It's got a lot of supports that have high I mean, like Pan is a support unit that also has 2 million attack stats, chance to stun, and has a high chance for evasion and a high chance for criticals. That's a support unit on the Dragon Ball Heroes team. So, like, the teams in themselves are just nuts, which is kind of why, like, especially on the Heroes team, these units are just insane. I mean, you look at Vegeta. Vegeta is a support unit that greatly stacks attack and defense. Vegeta hits like 2 million. Trunks is hitting 4 million out here next to Vegeta. And Vegeta himself is just going to consistently stack and stack and stack and become the perfect tanky unit for Trunks. So the Dragon Ball Heroes team is a very impressive team, but a very niche team. A team that you would have had to summon for. So we'll take a look at Trunks on a team that you didn't have to summon for. And we'll get a good look at how he performs there. We'll go with a hybrid Saiyans team. So now again, this is a hybrid Saiyans team. We do have one Dragon Ball Heroes unit in the form of Pan. So he doesn't have his full passive like last time. He has at least an additional 30%. The reason I've done this is because honestly, if you're not taking int Pan on your hybrid Saiyans team, just like int Pan is crazy. Int Pan on her own, we'll talk about her in another video, but she is just nuts as well. So yeah, the thing is this team is just super duper viable. We do have the crossover Trunks, but he is the crossover category unit, so he won't proc the full passive or any part of the passive for the Realm of the Gods Trunks. He is just a little bit of extra support. He's also a second and third slot unit, so you're not actually supposed to use him alongside Trunks unless it's as a floater or something. But yeah, we're just bringing him, and then the rest of the team is just standard hybrid Saiyans units. So there's nothing special going on here. Trunks has literally one Dragon Ball Heroes unit, and that's it. So we should be able to see a good representation of what Trunks is like without being on a Dragon Ball Heroes centric team. Now remember, this is a 55% Trunks. So Trunks with the Doob, Trunks with 2 Doob, Rainbow Trunks, all going to be doing a lot better. Link leveling can also help a little bit, but for the most part on a hybrid Saiyans team, you're probably going to be lucky just to proc links like Super Saiyan, Prepared for Battle, and Fierce Battle. You're probably not going to proc the Warrior Gods. There's not a lot of, Super Saiyan God hybrid Saiyans or things like that. But yeah, he's got a decent link set, so this will be a good representation of if you're running him on a team without Dragon Ball Heroes. Obviously, you can always flood in more Dragon Ball Heroes units. Just spending a team like Hybrid Saiyans is a great team that has lots of Dragon Ball Heroes options. Realm of the Gods has some Dragon Ball Heroes options. Battle of the Wits has Dragon Ball Heroes options. Vegeta Family, like all the teams do have options now. So it's just going to depend on what you have in your box. But if you have a decent selection of options, obviously your team will be more Dragon Ball Heroes orientated, which means your Trunks will just naturally perform better. So yeah, that is something that I think personally is pretty good. So yeah, here we've got 60k defense, 61k defense, so that's not bad. Remember again, Trunks will over double his defense, so his defense will be hitting around 130-ish mark once he supers, which is very, very good. And yeah, we'll see what his attack stat is like, but that's not bad. He is definitely more confined to second slot than say on the Dragon Ball Heroes team, where he was rocking like over 100k defense, and could possibly have just stood in the first slot for 1 or 2 attacks. He's definitely better in the second slot, so it's more so 2.2 million. It's not bad. That's a good attack stat. Like here, he's looking like a normal DFE, I want to say. He's looking like a normal DFE. He's not looking insane. He's not looking broken. He's not looking busted. He's looking like very solid, a very solid unit. So on other teams without Dragon Ball Heroes units, you won't be seeing the absolutely busted Trunks that we saw on the Dragon Ball Heroes team, but you will be seeing a very solid unit. He is usable. He'll help you clear content. He'll do decent damage. He's still got a seal, which is super helpful. And if you add just 1, maybe even 2 more Dragon Ball Heroes units, like you could possibly add 1 more unit into your team, so you just have 2 others besides Trunks, then you'll see an even more improved version of Trunks. So yeah, for me, obviously there's a clear drop off. I think it'd be silly to say there was never going to be. Dupes do help. So if you have a Trunks with a dupe, if you have a Trunks, you're gonna feel that drop off less and less. But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with Trunks' performance so far. It's perfectly fine. I mean, you look here, 60k defense again. That will double up to 130 or so. We've got Pan, who is fantastic, by the way. I mean, you can see how good Pan still is. Her defense is still really, really high. She'll still gain her defense on her evasion. She still has her stunning ability. So Pan is a whole other story. But yeah, we've got a nice amount of support for Trunks here now. And we'll definitely get a good idea of his attack stat. We should see something decent, 2 million again. So yeah, you can clearly see he is in that kind of realm, I want to say, as a unit, but it's not a bad area. It's a good area. It's just not nearly as good as he can be on his own team, but I don't think that's an issue. So if I was to gauge Trunks right now, if I was just to evaluate him for anyone who's watching, if you have a lot of Dragon Ball Heroes units, if you plan on featuring them in your teams, Trunks is going to be one of the best units you will have in your box. If you want to just use him in other teams as a floating unit or as a second slot unit, he is entirely viable, but he's just not going to be absolutely exceptional like he is on his own team. But let's talk about his links and then we'll finish off the video. So yeah, obviously pretty good stuff from what we saw. I don't think that it's like I said, he's obviously very, very good on his own team. Not so as impressive on other teams, but still a very solid unit overall. And I think, Heroes banners are always debatable as to whether they're worth it. I think if you regularly summon on the Heroes banner every year, it's going to get progressively more worth it for you. as the group of heroes units expands and starts to fill out holes in your other teams. That being said, I think if you don't summon on heroes units, the more banners you miss, the less valuable it becomes. So yeah, obviously we're looking at characters that link well with him from a Super Saiyan God or a Realm of the Gods perspective. This movie Goku links pretty well with him. A nice solid option, also creates rainbow orbs. Obviously do an easy A at some point, hopefully as well, which would be greatly beneficial to Trunks and just to that Goku in general. This Ultra Instinct Goku, the leader or the recently easy aid leader of the Realm of the Gods category, also a super solid option. Very, very nice unit to run alongside Trunks. Really good kind of stacking utility damage unit as well. So yeah, and then if we try and step away from the god links so much, links like godly power and things like that, things do change up a little bit. So if we just look at links like Super Saiyan, Cold Judgment, a lot of Trunks units, lots of solid Trunks units. You can run pretty much any of these guys with this Trunks. All of them are pretty solid. This is a support Trunks for the Hybrid Saiyans category. Great floater to run alongside Trunks. Will proc his Cold Judgment. Super helpful. Obviously he benefits from having a Gohan Youth on the team, so that is something. Then of course we have the other Trunkses. We have the SS3 Trunks. He's obviously a very good pairing partner, shares Cold Judgment, shares Super Saiyan, also guards all attacks, also is a Dragon Ball Heroes unit, so procs a part of Trunks' passive, which again will increase his performance, is super helpful, is something that just helps out overall. And then we do have the LR Prime Trunks, due in easy A as well, but definitely a super solid unit that can be used alongside Trunks eventually once he gets at easy A. Most of these guys are on Hybrid Saiyans, they're on Vegeta's family. The SS3 unit is on the Dragon Ball Heroes banner. So super solid options. That Cold Judgment does help him out quite a bit, just with increasing his defense and really pushing it to a super good level for a second slot unit. So and then other than that, if we just take a look at some other linking partners, nothing too crazy. We've obviously got the patrol members. This Vegeta we saw in the video, great unit to run alongside him, gives him the support, from the passive, 40% attack and defense, really good. Stacks as well for himself, lowers attack and defense, shares 3 links with him, super solid unit, and because he's not dependent on Dragon Ball Heroes, he'll be great on things like the Vegeta's family team or the Battle of the Wits team or anything like that. So super good there. But I think that's pretty much it from me. I think that's everything that we need to touch up on with Trunks. Overall, an excellent unit, exceptional on his own team, absolutely bomb on his own team, probably one of the best units in the game, and very reliable still on other teams as a floater or a second slot unit. But that's going to be it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, leave a like and a comment. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care and stay safe, and bye.